resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Ooh, hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. To my left here, Mr. Anthony Fisher.
Thanks for having me, Levi. Happy to be here
as a good day.
Co-host here, partner in crime. We seem to be missing the guy in the middle.
The guy in the middle
Yeah.
does a lot of weird things, they say.
I actually think this time he was just taking his dog to the vet.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yes, not super weird.
So, we're wishing all the best to Dane and his pup.
Yeah.
As he had to take her to the vet. So hopefully everything's okay. But Dane is going to take the day to get that handled. So going into some light housekeeping, Anthony, what do we got going on other than a beautiful snowy day in Boise, Idaho?
Well, Levi, thanks for asking. So we're off to a kind of a crappy week. Really with weather. It is really tough living in Idaho in March because we sit here and we watch other states start to get sunshine.
Warm.
We had a detailing kickoff sale just over the weekend. Right?
Because the weekend before it was 60 degrees and sunny.
And we're like, hey, the groundhog is out, or whatever the heck the thing is, and we're about to start hitting 60-degree weather, 70-degree weather. It's going to be perfect, right? Now we're still in the 30s, and now we're still getting snow, and I just don't understand it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it was part of that giant storm system that hit all of the West Coast.
Yeah.
California, Oregon, and Washington all got hit hard with snow. I'm sure people saw on Instagram, social media, they saw the Donner Pass.
See those people in Tahoe? Yeah. Not good.
Yeah. So we're getting a
good.
taste of that. Not too bad. But he is right. You missed, as of yesterday, you missed our detailing kickoff. If you did not take advantage, we had 20% off almost everything in the store.
Site-wide, yeah.
And some of the great items people could have picked up. Ultra XL Rip and Rags.
Yep.
The new Ultra Wheel Body Brush.
Wheel and Body Brush, yeah.
What else?
Well, they could have picked up an assortment of different chemicals from brands such as Diamond ProTech, G-Technic, Koch Chemi, OptiCoat, PNS. The list goes on. There's so many fantastic products out there that you could have got for 20% off. Now, don't fret if you missed it. Like, let's just say you were on vacation or maybe you forgot to check your email because you weren't subscribed to the Rag Company newsletter. It's okay. It happens from time to time. However, you may have another chance or another shot at picking up some great deals here later this month. You know, maybe some very green deals.
Ooh, I like that.
Now, on top of that, I've been experimenting with different facial hair.
You have been. I've been enjoying seeing your progress.
Over here.
I was wondering, is there a reason?
A shot of my face.
How much farther are you going to go? And have you talked to your friends at the Beard Struggle?
Yeah. So, I haven't yet, but I'm just trying to play with different things. I walked into work today and I was unfortunately greeted by laughs and people that literally shuddered at the way that I looked.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And they said, Anthony, that goatee has aged you 5, if not 6 years.
Well, that's nice. You could buy alcohol now.
I can buy alcohol now, which is pretty great, right? So casinos, right? A hot spot for people with goatees, right?
Yeah.
And me wearing the Milwaukee hat, I think, is a big help. I think I was going to actually wear a Fox hat, like a Fox racing hat.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
I was planning on doing that. And I do have some bedazzled jeans that I'll be saving for later. Possibly a polo as well. And maybe even thinking about getting my ears pierced.
I like it.
I think everything that a person with a goatee needs to have. So we'll see what happens later, right? So we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you for that glorious
question.
shot.
Are you gonna shave your head?
I'm not going to shave my head necessarily, mainly because I feel like that would really round things out a little bit too much for me. My face is already somewhat round, more tomato-shaped, if anything. And I think that having the goatee that
really
also
defines it, sharpens it.
No, it doesn't. It actually just rounds it out more. It softens my tones a little bit. So it makes my jawline look a little bit less aggressive. So anyways, but I've been experimenting with different things there.
I like it.
I'm not sure if I like it, so we'll see if it makes it to the end of the day. Now, other things, we have housekeeping going on. We're filming some more content for TRC as we speak because Levi,
it's 1 month away.
Less than a month away.
30 days.
Yeah. Insane.
30 days until TRCMA, where you're going to get to see lots of our friends from around the industry. If Nick could pull up the website so we could show some of the folks what's going to be happening, that would be super sweet.
How they can find the schedule
That's
as well.
right. So go up there, if you see that top line there, right up to the right there, it says TRCMA. You click on that, it takes you right here to the website, right on our website, and you can either subscribe so that you can be notified when it launches, or you can view the full schedule, or scroll down and see what is happening every single day and what brands are going to be presenting during that week. So make sure you guys mark your calendars. Make sure that you brought your headphones that day. Make sure that the boss understands that you are not going to be able to do a lot of work that day because of the fact that you're going to be so glued to watching on your computer.
Yep.
All the new detailing products. Hopefully you work in a detailing industry of sorts. That way it makes it a little easier to get away with because it is technically work when you watch it.
Agreed.
But if you are in an office setting, you might have a little bit of harder time, but at least you can listen in, you can watch it, and we do recommend that you keep that window open all day long.
Yep. It's gonna be helpful for us. You might learn a thing or two, even if it's playing in the background, whatever it may be. So TRCMA, 1 month away. We can't wait to see everybody. It's gonna be such an amazing time. A lot of our guests are gonna be staying at the Home to Suite, which is just absolutely glorious. It's basically a home away from home, and keep in mind it's right next to the Trader Joe's, right? So basically,
everything you need for a nice night.
I just love how we market as the Trader Joe's. It's like nobody cares, not really, right? I don't think people have walked over to the Trader Joe's. I think a couple people did last year, but
they go over there and get a couple, maybe a little 6-pack of beer for the
beverages, right? But no, so we have that going on, which is going to be absolutely amazing.
There's also a Jackson's just another block over.
If they choose to
they want to grab a fountain drink,
the long walk,
or some beers, some sodas.
Generally speaking, I don't know too many people that just get fountain drinks for the road. You are one of them.
I'm a road soda kind of man. You know who else is? Lars Pickard.
Yes, Lars is
a road soda kind of guy.
Lars is a road soda kind of guy. He's one of the few people I've met as well.
Yep. Jack used to be. I don't know if he has still embraced it or if he switched to Diet Dr. Pepper.
I think he doesn't. He doesn't need that. He needs just a small bottle because over in the UK, their Dr. Pepper bottles are literally like the size of
they're shot glasses.
Yeah, and he goes, "This will get me through the day," and I go, "That's dehydration, is what that is." Anyway, getting back on track here. So TRC is coming up here mid-March. We've got something green is coming up, so look forward to that. And I want to say, yes, check out the website in case you're wanting to see any new products kind of being trickled in. We're going to offer a lot more coverage on that, a lot more education on that here within the upcoming weeks, as well as TRCMA. We're leaving some spots open to be able to talk more about the Ultra Rip and Rag XLs, talk about the Ultra Wheel and Body Brush, and things like that. We want to get them out on the website just because we want to stay up to date on that because, and honestly, that whole week is just crazy. So we want to start trickling things out before that happens. So that's why you guys are seeing some of these things getting launched. So Dane did not get lost coming out of Dune 2. He is currently right now at a vet appointment. But, Levi, speaking of Dune 2, I was looking at the reviews last night. Not great.
Anthony.
A lot of people are saying that's not a good movie.
I think you're wrong, and I don't know what kind of weird topics you look at. I think you Googled that topic. So I feel like when you do this, you go, is Dune 2 bad? Google. And then that pulls up bad reviews for you. You go, wow, guys, there's a lot of bad reviews here. Instead of us, true Dune enthusiasts.
Well, so last night in the group chat, I said, "Hey guys, have you seen the reviews for Dune 2? They look pretty bad, right?"
You got lit up,
and I got lit up. People were like, "What? This is not good.
This is sacred. This is sacred talk. This is Lord of the Rings level sacred talk."
Yeah, apparently Dune 2 has fantastic reviews. I mean, it's like a 90-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, and people are just absolutely loving it, saying it's one of the best sci-fi films ever made.
Yeah,
incredible.
Truly amazing and astonishing.
Haven't even seen Dune 1. So
here's the first thing. Wait, what? Hold on. You haven't seen Dune?
No, I can't. When I look at Timothée Chalamet, right?
Have you seen the first Dune, like from the 80s?
No. I can't take Timothée Chalamet.
Okay.
I believe his name is Timothée Chalamet. I cannot take him seriously as an actor.
Oh, I think he's great.
I think since seeing the previews for Wonka, I just think differently of him.
Okay. I think you like this.
Okay.
I think you would. I think if and you're serious, you have not seen Dune.
No, I don't have time for that. It's like 3 hours long.
I'm just gonna. I want to say some things to you, but I'm not going to for some of our readers' sakes.
Speaking of which, right? Speaking of disagreements, right? Today on the Rag Company YouTube channel, we're gonna have something very special for you. It is myself and Matt Mormon of Obsessed Garage doing a tier list video.
I love it. I started watching some of it last night when we were reviewing it, and I love the discourse.
Yes, it's great. Where there's quite a few disagreements we have inside this tier list video, but there's actually quite a few agreements, and there's also, I would say, compromise that happens, which you wouldn't think would happen in anything Matt related. There is a lot of compromise there, which is amazing. And then also, there were some surprises. I mean, I asked him, topics. I brought up topics where I wanted him to rate something, and he gave me a rating. And I was genuinely shocked because that wasn't something that we had practiced or even talked about. And he was giving me some of these ratings I like. I go, dude, is that true? That's serious? And he goes, yeah. That's better than what I thought, right?
Yeah.
So better or worse than I thought. So
what I like is it allows people to kind of see. What I love is you get to see some of the old days of Matt where he actually like works through a discussion on a subject.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to see that now.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
it's kind of a bring back or call back for that.
Agreed.
So,
all right.
I wanted to talk about this.
Oh, okay.
Some of you that saw this before Facebook crashed this morning. This, Anthony.
That looks like a degree, Levi.
It is.
What?
This is a doctorate bestowed upon me as an honorary degree that I can use the title as Doctor of Metaphysics.
Holy smokes. I didn't even know you. How long have you been working? Years you've been working at this?
Years, honestly. So I've been a member of the Universal Life Church as a reverend within that church for
Life Church Ministries.
close to 15 years.
Wow.
And I have been working on a metaphysics since then. And so this is allows me to use the title now.
Wow. And you're
the Reverend Doctor.
So the Reverend, right here, Universal Life Church Ministries. This certifies that Leviticus Joseph Gates has been awarded an honorary doctorate of metaphysics degree on this day, the 29th of February in the year 2024. Wow. Signed right there by BR. What's that?
I don't know.
What?
I assume that's the president of the Universal Life Church.
Beer Martin Chaplin. Holy smokes. That's insane, Levi.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
So what did you learn from getting this doctorate?
That it takes a lot of work. Some people say it's almost 7 years of college. I've worked at the Rag Company for 7 years, talking about microfiber,
preaching
the gospel of premium microfiber to folks. And this feels like the culmination of all that work that I put in. And then, just for good measure, I posted a thesis on metaphysics and microfiber and how they act within the Rag Company discussion group, so people could read it. I made sure it wasn't too long, but enough that everybody got the gist of what I was talking about.
That's incredible.
So, very excited. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
I think that this is going to open up a lot of different job opportunities in the future.
I hope so.
Promotions, things like that.
Well, what it means is I can change my email signature now to Reverend Doctor.
Reverend Doctor, wow.
Which is really great. Any mail coming to my house can now say Dr. Gates on it.
I mean, the thing
my
is,
wife
like
can be a wife of a doctor now.
Well, so there's like Dr. G, who obviously has his degree, and
there are some of our
organic
listeners,
chemistry and a bunch of different things.
Dave Phillips, I believe, has his doctorate as well, or maybe a master's.
I think a master's or something like that. So, I mean, what's crazy to me, though, is that you're going to meet other doctors on the road, right?
Correct.
Whether they're...
I call them colleagues.
Colleagues, right? I mean, whether they're into neurosciences, maybe they're into, brain surgery, maybe they're into other surgeries.
Well, I've got a friend who's a doctorate of social media.
Wow.
He worked really hard for years and got a degree as a doctor of social media.
That's something that I would be interested in.
Yeah, he
Do you
teaches
think-
at Boise State.
Okay, well, I don't think I can get to that point, but do you think that maybe I could get certified in anything Honda related from
I think
this
you can.
universal? Like,
Yeah, so
'cause people preach Honda as like is
well,
it's been,
it depends on the type of abilities that you have. One thing is
Honda whisperer.
you are
whisper
a
to them.
resurrector of Hondas.
Yeah, I am.
Some would say a necromancer.
Well, I don't think I
You
don't,
bring
I don't-
things
I don't know
back
if
from
that
the
is-
dead,
is
but
that
then
frowned upon.
But
in
no, but
most
when
religion?
you do, you bring it to a level of purity, almost achieving the divine
like to
in the
think-
way you work.
I like to think it's removing most of the cigarette smells, most of the dog hair, and it's usually getting it into a somewhat new state. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm going back in time, right? I'm going back to 1999
Yeah.
with some of these vehicles, right, and reliving that. So not only am I maybe a necromancer, but I'm also what I would consider to be a time traveler with what I'm
okay.
able to do with these.
Yeah.
And I think that that's absolutely worthy of a doctorate.
I think so. I think we could take a look and see what they've got available.
Okay.
Perhaps some courses you might have to take, but those are just a few small things to fill out.
Okay, sweet, yeah.
Just like any other type of doctorate, there are tests and things in which you have to take, fees that probably need to be paid. But you'd have a full-fledged certificate like myself to be able to hang on the wall.
wait to frame that.
Suitable for framing.
Yeah, I'm going to put that above other people's master's degrees and bachelor's degrees here in the
I like that.
company
Yeah.
office.
Do they have some? Do people? If some
There's-
people brought their
there's
degrees and framed
I
them?
believe there's a few people that have done that, and so
Oh.
I think that that's something that we can do as well.
I like it. You know,
like
people like to know what other people have accomplished in their lives,
Yeah.
and that's something that we can do. Is now put that. I also put that on my resume,
Oh, perfect, good.
which will be nice.
Good.
So,
Well, and you know what? We're not sarcastic at all, right?
no, I worked hard for this.
You worked hard
It's a
for
real
this.
deal right there.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Anyway, so moving on to our freaking weekends here. Levi Gates, or sorry, Dr. Reverend Levi Gates.
yes.
Your weekend. I'm sure you had to do some type of microfiber, work there.
Yeah.
Preaching.
So one of the things that I did was work on. I had a vehicle come in that needed to be coated.
Okay.
It was a brand new vehicle, and the customer brought it in on Friday evening, dropped it off for me to get working on it, and that was the vehicle that I worked on. This is a nice one, Anthony. That's a great comment from Yoshi. Dr. VTech awarded a Nobel Peace Prize for his foundings of how to time travel using VTech.
Holy crap, dude.
Doctorate of Time and Space.
Dude, it's like, what was the mile an hour? It's like 68 miles an hour? Or
88 miles an hour to
88
go
miles
into
an hour?
the future.
Sure. Okay, so it's like 88 miles an hour, right? Or like when you crack into like 5,700 RPM, right?
Yeah, you got to crack that VTech.
Right, right. We're I think 55, whatever the heck it's set to. I think 55, right? 5,500 RPM, right? That's when things change. VTech kicks in.
I
right?
like it.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so this weekend was a just a kind of a chill weekend for us. Some of my family has had some colds. Everyone just didn't feel 100%. But Hadley on Saturday had herself a like a duet, but a solo duet that her and her partner had to do for a solo or a lead coming up. And so Carly got her ready for that and took her to that for that audition. She did a great job, by the way. It was amazing to watch her and listen to her. And in the meantime, I took Augie Saturday morning to Home Depot, to the kids' workshop.
Yeah.
Have you taken Lucy yet to go do the kids' workshop? It's the first Saturday of every month.
Oh, I'm very well aware, right? I'm a Home Depot guy now, right? I used to be a Lowe's guy because I worked there, but now I'm a Home Depot guy. I'm very aware of when those workshops happen. I don't think my daughter is at the level yet of being able to probably build what she needs to be building. She'd probably like to play with the toys, right? And play with things, but I don't think we would get the final product.
They started taking Hadley at 2.
Okay.
And they get an apron and they get a pin for every project they work on. Hadley's been doing it for close to a decade now.
Yeah.
Her thing is riddled with pens, and she is right at the level where she can't do it anymore. Like they kind of go like, "Hey, you're too big," but she comes walking in and she's got all the pins on her. Augie has been right behind her helping, also going pretty much as soon as he could do it. I had him in there, and this was the first one we went to where he didn't have his apron on. Mm-hmm. And he was walking in, he goes, dang it, I forgot my apron. Yeah. Because he likes walking in, showing off his prestigious awards for builds.
Just like his doctorates.
Just like his doctorates. Yeah. And his degrees, specialized degrees, and being able to show that to the masses of children that are there so they can see something that they can also achieve. Yeah. So went in there, made a toolbox, like an old school 1920s style wooden toolbox. Oh, wow. That's what we built. It's only about this big, but he painted it Ryobi green on the inside.
Nice, yeah.
And did a little Makita blue on the out. Mm-hmm. And then we did a little quick wander. He wanted to look at some doorknobs. So I've tasked each child with thinking about fixing up their room this year and giving them a $100 budget. So Augie was like, I could put some of these new knobs on my closet. And I could, change out this light fixture for this. I could paint my walls. So he's been looking at stuff.
Yeah, give him a sense of ownership.
Yeah, so he likes walking around Home Depot and dreaming about stuff he could do. So we did that a bit. And then we went back home and just kind of like we were going to chill out for a bit. I washed the car, got the Denali all washed. I had a brand new Denali in the garage. So I got it washed, and as soon as I got it done being washed, I pulled it in, dried it off, blew it all off, and let it warm back up because we got hit with like a weird little cold snap and a snowstorm.
You did, yeah.
And it froze up a lot of stuff. So I got in, and I was freezing. So I took a hot shower, got changed, and then Carly and I and the kids went to Costco.
Nice, okay, nice.
This was a large Costco trip.
You went to Boise Costco, right? Yeah.
Yeah, went to the Boise Costco. First, we stopped at TJ Maxx.
Always fun.
Stopped there for a bit, just check out some
trinkets,
stuff.
clothing,
look at
things
some
like
things,
that.
see what
They
we
have
need.
bags, luggage,
Yeah.
shoes.
Oh, no, we did that on Sunday. We did TJ Maxx on Sunday. But Saturday, went to Costco.
Yeah.
Walked in, started looking at televisions because I'm looking at replacing the TV in the front of our living room.
Are you? How big are you looking to go?
Well, I'm thinking I might go like a 65-inch.
Perfect, yeah.
For the front, because the front room's a 50. I think it's a 50 or 55 in the front room, and it's about 9 years old, 8 years old, and so it's just a little slower. It's a Vizio. It's done, it's updated. It's done all that stuff, but it's just I noticed I bought a new TV for our bedroom, a 50-inch, for our bedroom a few months ago. Much quicker, much faster processing, being able to move between the apps and all that kind of stuff. This one takes a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little slower. So looked at some pricing, thought about it, said, well, why don't we go home? We'll do a factory reset on the TV, clear out the memory, clear everything out, reload our apps, the apps that we want, and just kind of clean it up, see. And we'll watch. The problem is the picture's been kind of distorted a little bit, and it's got a couple dead pixels. So, but we did our whole Costco trip. Got everything we needed. A lot of great gluten-free options.
Well, yeah.
Augie found some Uncrustables, but they're called Bobas.
Oh, yeah.
But they make Uncrustables, but they're gluten-free. They taste like Nutri-Grain bars.
I know exactly. So what's funny?
Holy crap, are they insane?
I wanted to get some of those.
They're good. You need to get them.
I wanted to get some of those. They looked very good. Because they have
amazing.
the little muffin-style ones.
They have those. We got those and the peanut butter and chocolate chip.
And then and those are also very good.
And we have the other ones.
And then they have the Uncrustable-looking ones, and I thought that looked so delicious.
Yeah, they also have the muffins that are filled with an apple
or like
jelly or a raspberry. Yeah. So we got those. Augie loved those originally. So we walked back over. We saw the more boba stuff, and he was like, "Oh, look, these are like Uncrustables."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, let's get them. You like those?" And we got the peanut butter chocolate muffins that they have, all gluten free. So got those, and then got a bunch of other little stuff. Wandered around, looked at some stuff. We had 2 shopping carts, Anthony.
Holy smokes!
And here's why. Carly was buying for the school.
Yeah.
She was doing a Lowell Elementary school run for stuff that her principal had given her a list. So we went through the lines. She was $225 or $230. I was $250. And we almost brought the Fusion and drove that. And glad I drove the Suburban up there because we loaded up basically $500 worth of groceries into the back of the Suburban. That is a weird feeling. I have not done that in a long time.
It makes you feel like a man.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you're like, geez. But
like you provided. I mean, like you and Little Elementary provided for the family
in a way, because we had to. Everything was split.
I mean, obviously, but when you were closing the trunk or the hatch on the
closing
Suburban,
the barn doors.
You're closing the barn doors, and you're looking at all that stuff.
Yeah, it was fully loaded back there.
You hunt and scavenge. You acquire that. And you close those doors.
Yeah, my wife and I, as a team, hunter-gatherer team.
Just think, people back in the day, all they had was bow and arrows and spears and stuff.
Yeah,
all you need was a Costco card.
Yeah,
insane.
Simple. But yeah, so we hit that up, then drove back home, and then just chilled out for the evening. Just kind of took it easy, relaxed.
Yeah.
The Sunday, got the first couple polished out the truck with what I needed to do. Got it ready to go, like coated it. Got a coat on the whole car, and then was going to apply a second coat to it. But I needed it to sit for a bit. So that's when Carly and I went to, headed out to TJ Maxx to go look at some things, get some stuff, whatever we needed. Bought a cat bed.
Okay.
Thought, man, my cats would deserve this. It's quite nice, you know.
Luxurious.
I don't give them a bed. They just sleep wherever.
Yeah, it's because they're cats usually.
Yeah,
they don't
so we
need
thought,
beds.
what if we get them a cat bed just for something? They might like it. So we bought that. Then we went up to Walmart, did a Walmart run, right? Got some.
So you guys
got
did some shopping.
We did have to do some shopping this weekend.
Wow.
So we got some groceries, the stuff that you can't get at Costco, right? We needed some milk. We needed some things like that.
Individual things of
Little stuff.
hot sauce.
Yeah, orange juice, stuff that you can't buy in bulk. So got all that stuff. And then also, Carly and I got ourselves a little treat. So got the TV in our bedroom, right? We've been laying in bed, watching a movie or something. Yeah. One thing I noticed is that we don't have a headboard.
Okay. Oh, you don't have a headboard?
No. So
somebody told me once, a headboard is a very adult thing to have, and that's how you establish adulthood is by having a headboard.
Yeah.
Do you know who that was? It was my wife.
Oh.
My wife told me that because I didn't have a headboard when we first got together, right? Because, 20-something.
Carly and I used to have a headboard.
Yeah.
Then we bought this new bed, got this big king-size bed, and we bought a different style frame.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with a headboard.
So it's just the wall.
Yep. So we thought, why don't we just leave it? Right.
And the thing is, I can get behind that, right? I can also get behind there's wrought iron headboards.
That was what our old one was.
Even the headboard, right?
Yeah, our old one was a wrought iron one.
Yeah.
So anyway, I find that I pile my pillows up so I can lean up against the wall, but I'm not comfortable, right? Or I slide down a little bit, and I have a hard time, getting over there, and so I thought, I've seen these things. It's a pillow with arms.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. I know.
We got us a pair.
We got at Costco?
No, at Walmart for like $15 a piece.
Yeah.
So we bought two of them, and I said, Carly goes, maybe we should just get one and see how it goes. I go, no, we both got to get in on this.
Does it have a cup holder?
No.
Oh, yeah.
But they have those on. They have them up to $50-$60 on Amazon.
Yeah, no, they have
cup
nice
holders and all kinds of
like
stuff.
Massagers and heat pads and some of them.
No, these are just simple, fuzzy little cushions.
Headboard replacements, yeah.
Yeah, so we put those up, sat on there, we're like, oh, this is nice. Also, it'll help when we're sleeping, you know. Let's say we get some acid reflux. Elevate our bodies a little bit so we're not aspirating on heartburn.
You're like, let's say things get super hot and heavy there in the bedroom, right? We both get acid reflux, right? Prop ourselves up. So we're not choking on our own,
pretty much.
Stomach acid.
So got those.
Nothing.
I know how to live, right? This is the kind of nice stuff we can do.
Yeah. Screams adulthood and marriage like that. I love that.
So we got those, and then I finished coating that car when we got back home. While I was coating the car, Augie comes in with the new bed.
Yeah.
One of my cats peed in it.
Oh.
Apparently thought it was a litter box. I just spent $25 on a cat bed that we had for an hour
Yeah.
before the cat peed in it.
Yeah. I kind of figure
So,
that happens to cat.
That made me
when they pee, it ruins things. It absolutely ruins things.
made me really happy
Yeah. Now it's gone.
to have that. I could have just lit $25 on fire. I was trying to give them a gift to show them my appreciation.
You can't do it. Cats don't necessarily deserve that.
And so that
you
kinda
could have
sucked.
gotten more of the Bobos.
Could have spent that money on that.
Frustrables.
So super frustrating.
Yep.
But in my effort to save that $25, I cleaned it.
Cool. Okay.
Busted out my skills as a detailer
Terminator
and as a
enzyme?
doctor of metaphysics, and I metaphysically removed that urine from the equipment.
I don't know if I believe that. You never really get rid of the cat
You understand
urine,
that I can
so-
manipulate certain chemicals and chemistry to be able to break
Levi,
protein chains.
I am very well aware of that, but I'm saying that what happens is I think your olfactories get used to the smell,
no.
and I think that even regardless of going through and spraying a cleaner,
That's
think
what
there's-
Nature's Miracle's
there's-
for.
There's no real way to get rid of the cat pee. That's a forever.
Thankfully, I attacked
scent.
it quick enough before it penetrated. So I was able to remove a good portion of it. Utilizing my new Rip and Rag XLs.
Okay.
Able to get a couple of those, tear them off, throw them on there, and let it do its absorption. Proper 70-30 microfiber.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So sacrificed a couple of towels. But it was really good. It was a decent, simple weekend. Customers came, picked up their car. I've been listening to Warhammers, the Warhammer 40K, Hell's Reach, Battle of Hell's Reach. That is the audiobook I'm listening to right now.
Warhammer.
And
okay. All right.
it's pretty rad, dude.
The new
It's
series begins.
pretty rad. It's one of those where I originally picked it by Google searching, because I used to know a little bit about Warhammer when I was 10, 11 years old. I had a buddy who painted miniatures. His dad got him started on it.
It's a whole world.
It's a whole world. It's giant. And so I wanted to, with the advent of this new series that's coming out and things like that, where people are really, I'm not going to say a resurgent because it's always been around, but the increase of popularity, so to speak, into media.
Yeah.
I thought I should probably listen to a story or do some research. So I Googled what's a one and done book for Warhammer. And they all said the Hell's Reach. So I downloaded it on Audible and listened to it. Really good. Really good. So enjoying that story. Almost done with that.
Nice.
So all in all, that was my weekend, man. Pretty simple, pretty chill, pretty easy. I did get a coughing fit because you guys know I've been chasing this cough for the last few months.
Yes.
It did cause me to vomit on Saturday night. That was not fun.
That's not good.
Yeah. It just hit me so fast and so hard that it
Jeez.
just caused me to make it to the bathroom, thankfully. But not fun.
Well,
So-
hopefully that can be managed, right? And if you do notice that buildup of any acid reflux, check out Gaviscon. It's probably one of my favorite acid reflux over-the-counter solutions that you can get. So people have heard of Tums, right?
Yeah.
Tums are garbage. They're trash. It's a trash.
Oh, my family lives on Tums,
Trash
Anthony.
product.
Tums has actually sponsored my household.
No, trash product. Gaviscon is the way, and it's the only way.
Thanks to our friends at Tums.
No.
Follow Mommy Meme Jeans on Instagram.
Gaviscon is the original formula. Tastes like marshmallows. I love that flavor. And literally it will heal you. And then there's also a cherry Gaviscon that's also amazing. Do not buy the liquid version. The liquid version is not as good as the chewables. Chew those up until your mouth becomes literally like a marshmallow, and then you're going to swallow some water. It will coat your stomach better than Tums have ever done. You'll throw your Tums in the trash so fast after using Gaviscon, you'll wonder what you've been doing wrong.
You ever take Tums and drink a diet soda?
No.
Pretty much like a Mentos.
Yeah, no, you don't need to do that. But you should probably
Foams
check
as it
into
goes down.
Gaviscon. And hopefully there's some people that will back me here in the comments.
So Anthony, what'd you do this weekend? That was mine. It was pretty simple, but I got a couple new amenities,
yeah.
so to speak.
So mine probably was maybe not even as exciting as that. So last week at some point, I think it was a Thursday night, I went to a chiropractor, right? There's people with different thoughts and opinions on chiropractors. I had a completely different opinion about chiropractors I don't know, a couple of years ago, probably I would never given them my money. I would have been like, I'm never going to a chiropractor ever, ever, ever.
I've had some good chiropractors and I've had some crazy chiropractors.
Yeah. I've always been like, not that I want to say I thought chiropractors were a joke. That sounds harsh, but I thought that I didn't believe in it, right? And I think that in some situations I felt like certain chiropractors can make things worse or make you become dependent upon
100%.
adjustments.
And I agree with that same chain of philosophy.
They get you adjusted, but then you need to keep getting adjusted for the next 20 or 30 years. And then when you don't get adjusted, you start to feel bad again, or you start to have aches and pains. And so you're kind of forced to go back. And so I always had kind of an opinion about that. But here within the last month and a half, I've been having just the weirdest combination of things. Primarily this sciatica pain that I've never had before in my life until I became a pro racing sim driver. Right.
Yeah.
And me left foot braking quite often has
aggravated it.
Developed this pinched nerve. I'm not serious.
Well, your body your body isn't developed for that racing seat.
I don't know what the
You've still got to break it in, so it's probably pushing on spots in your back.
I have no idea what the heck caused this, but all I know is that like it didn't appear out of nowhere. It kind of slowly started creeping up on me with low back pain, and eventually worked its way down into like my actual left cheek, and then now it just kind of shoots down my leg, right? So anyway, I've done a lot of research. I've tried to do stretches. I've tried to do a bunch of different things. I've taken anti-inflammatories. I've taken, a couple different varieties of muscle relaxers to try to see if I could like somehow calm this down. Because basically the best way to describe it is when I go from the sitting position to the standing position, or vice versa, right? My body needs to like load. Like it's like it needs to like I go to sit down and my body goes, oh, hold on.
Let's get ready.
Let's you're in the sitting position. Let's let your leg know you're in the sitting position so you don't get this weird jolting feeling down
you're
your
just
leg.
like an Imperator mech in Warhammer.
Pretty much, right? And then I go to stand up and it's like, oh, you can't just go start running. We're going to let your leg know that you are now in the standing position. It's the weirdest, stupid thing. So after kind of dealing with this for the last month and then walking through all of Disneyland, right? Thanks to my friends over at Brooks, at least my feet were comfortable, but it definitely aggravated something, right? So I said, dude, I think I'm going to go see a chiropractor. Maybe they have some new tricks. Maybe there's something they can do. So I went to my first appointment, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was kind of just an intro thing, get to know the issue. And then we'll give you a kind of a minor first adjustment. And then this last week I went on Thursday and they go, all right, well, cool. So let's go ahead and we'll do your adjustment. We're have you watch this video and all this stuff. And so the office is nice. I have no complaints about the office. I think it's actually quite nice. The people there are also quite nice. The woman there who's the chiropractor, she traveled with the Olympic team to do chiropractic adjustments on them. So made me feel a little bit more confident in things, right? Well, then she does this thing called a spinal decompression, where she puts my neck in this essentially a hoist, whatever it is.
She raises you to the sky.
Nope.
Is it a rope that she puts around your neck?
It's kind of like it's kind of like I don't know.
Do you have to stand on a stool as they put the rope around your neck?
It's kind of like a pair of underwear. It just wraps around the bottom of my neck with things on it, and then she yanks it, right, and pulls my neck out of my body, basically, right. So she did this.
You pay for this service
with quite a bit of force, right. I literally was like, I was disoriented. I'm
surprised you didn't wet yourself.
She did this, and I felt like my lower back pop, right? I go, that's a different feeling, right?
Yeah.
Well, then I got up, and I was like, kind of out of it, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that.
Well, your neck became dislodged from your body. You basically were decapitated.
Pretty much. And so I felt kind of weird about that. And then she's like, all right, lay on your side. And then she does another adjustment, right? Now, is it satisfying to see other people get chiropractic adjustments? Yes, right? Because you go, oh, that's a cool popping sound, or like that must feel really good, right?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling
I'm
not feeling any instant relief or feeling any better once she's doing these things, right? Which I think some people probably do feel.
Okay.
So what's happening is I'm getting adjusted, and I go, all right, and then she goes, well, what do you think? And I go, well, now I just kind of feel disoriented, and now I feel like my neck kind of hurts, right?
Yeah.
And, we'll just ice that later. Your body's going to get used to it, right? Whatever it may be. So I think the next day on Friday, my neck was like super sore, and I was like feeling like maybe this isn't the right thing for me.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking, basically, I think I have another appointment here this week. I don't know if it's something I should continue doing or continue pursuing in this chiropractic path, or if I should take a different path, such as like physical therapy.
So my chiropractor that I've seen, she's a horse chiropractor.
Yeah.
She provides chiropractic adjustments to horses as well.
Yeah, I could see
and I
that.
figure if she's capable of
doing show horses,
cracking the back of a show horse, she's capable of cracking the back on myself.
Yeah.
But I have not gone to visit. Carly and I used to see her quite often.
Yeah.
But I like her because she's no nonsense. She's like, I'm adjusting a horse's spine in one room, and then she comes in and
with the same tools,
adjust your spine, and you're back to normal. It's easy.
The same horse. You're like, yeah, it's weird that she does it in a barn. So anyway, I mean, basically, like, I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what the.
So what about buying that decompression table you were talking about?
My wife said no.
Why?
She said I cannot have a inversion table at the house because she thinks it'll take up too much room, and she asked me where I was going to put it.
In your office.
And I said, just put it in my office, and she said, no, you're not. And I go, I will buy a used inversion table.
Sure, you can find them at yard sales or on Facebook Marketplace for cheap.
People probably just want to get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to get rid of them, right? Because they think it's a good idea, and they go, I'm never using this, right? I want to use it to heal myself.
Yeah.
And then, yes, I will give it to the next person.
Yeah, you'll pass it on down the line.
So I hear those do help, though. But it's the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is. I asked the chiropractor, I said, is this like a muscular thing or is it like a bone thing? Like what is it? And she said, it's probably maybe a combination of a couple different things. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was like a lumbar issue that just worked its way down. I have no idea. So
you told her you sit in Recaros, right? Like you... Yeah. Or what are the seats that you...
Your Corbos.
The Corbos, sorry. Mm-hmm.
And that didn't make any difference to her.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately. So anyway, basically, I got to figure this out because it sucks because, dude, just walking just doesn't feel great. Like jogging, running, anything like that doesn't feel good. Bending over doesn't feel super great. So I really would like to get this sorted out sooner than later and try to figure out what it is. So that's what happened earlier in the week. And then my Friday night was actually pretty chill. We ended up renting out our other house, getting all that finished, so that's good to go there. Yeah. And then Saturday woke up, made pancakes for breakfast in the morning for my daughter and I and my wife, and we just kind of had a good, chill, kind of laid back morning, and that's when we noticed that it was pretty freaking cold outside. Mm-hmm. Like, very cold.
Yeah, it got cold, really cold.
Like that Saturday, I don't know what it was.
It was like something out of the day after tomorrow.
I didn't like it. Like you walked out there and you just filled it straight into your bones, or in my case, straight into my sciatica pain. Right. Mm-hmm. Not ideal. So on Saturday, what I ended up doing is my wife had to run a few errands, so I kind of watched my daughter. And we kind of hung around the house for a little while. But my main goal of that day was simply get my new Quick Jacks wall mounted and get those mounted up into the wall on my garage. So I think here within the next several weeks or however long, I want to start focusing on some garage cleanup, reorganization, and figuring out some ways for me to better utilize it. So pressure washing solution package 1.4, whatever I'm on. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm on 2.17. I don't know what my package is right now currently, but I would like to revisit that. Okay. And I would like to fix some line issues, some leaking issues, and figure out my reel situation, right? I did get some great feedback for my hose reel, which Kirby actually reached out and said, hey, just get yourself a cheap
Husky hose reel.
Not a Husky,
Harbor Freight
reel, and just wrap it up on that. It's not used as a pressure washer reel, but it's just used to wrap up the hose. Reel. And I go, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I could do that. So that's something I want to work on. But what I did was I wall mounted my Quick Jacks, right? Got those on there, and I have it to where they're technically most of the weight is actually all the weight is sitting on like the concrete. And then the hooks are just kind of keeping it from falling over, right? pretty cool. But next to that space, I have this full empty wall, which this used to have all my garage racking. If you watched my garage tour video that we had on the Rack Company YouTube channel. Now that
racking's now in the shed.
Is gone. It's in the shed.
Yeah.
So now I have this kind of blank wall over there, right?
That's smart work.
That doesn't have anything on it, but I feel like not having anything on it looks clean and simple.
What about a Gran Turismo movie poster?
One single
Framed.
one.
Yeah, just that.
One single one. Dune 2 poster, right? It's just what's this hodgepodge movie wall that you have over here, Anthony? It doesn't make any sense for what you do.
Things I like.
Things I like. So I what's it called? I've been looking at ways to utilize that wall and thinking, okay, do I hang shelves on it, right? Do I check out the cabinets? Do I check out what can I do? And it sucks because several years ago, I got all of my Husky toolboxes, garage cabinets, a table that, that rolls up and down, whatever it is, for pretty affordable. I actually added everything up. And I think that every single Husky toolbox and thing I have, my cabinets and whatnot, I think everything was like under $900 for everything. Yeah. Because their tool chests, like their nice big roll around ones that we have out here, used to be $200. Yeah. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
They were dirt cheap. Now they're $400.
Now they're $400 or $500.
$400 or $500. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy any more of those. And I looked on Home Depot's website, and just the what do you call those? Like just the cabinets. They're just kind of the smaller square ones. Just those on that you can wall mount.
They were like $75 back in the day.
Back in the day, they were $75, $100, right? Yeah. They're now $200. Yeah. So I go, all right. Well, if I even wanted to buy 3 of these, 4 of these, I'm into it as much as the rest of my setup. Yeah. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. So I have to wait for either a sale to happen and see how much they lower in price or whatever it may be. Here's my other option. I was showing you this the other day. They make these essentially, they're butcher block wall workbenches, right? Yeah, they're foldable, right? So they hang down and you pick them up and you extend them out, and now it's a workbench. And then you're done, you click the things and you bring it down, and now it fits flush with the wall. I'm thinking about doing 2 of those on that side of my garage, because what it does is it gives me more horizontal space if I'm working on a car, if I'm detailing or anything like that. And when I'm done, I fold them down and it doesn't take up any room in the parking spot. Yeah. It's kind of a beautiful thing. I think that's exactly what I need. So I think I might be doing 2 of those, but I do need to figure out a better way to store my detailing chemicals, because for the longest time, and people on the video, again, on my garage tour may know that I was using this little like Michael's craft cart. Yeah. And for what it's worth,
it's been a good little cart.
It's a great little cart. It does exactly what I need it to do. Yeah. It holds my chemicals, holds my brushes, holds all that stuff. Visually, I don't think it looks that great. I wish there was a better opportunity for it, because that cart is essentially just the details of the chemicals I'm using at that time. Yeah. Right? And I'll swap them back between my main other cabinets and whatnot. Or I'll swap them out with my brushes and stuff. But I want to do something for that to make that look a little bit nicer. Yeah, not a major garage overhaul, but just some things that I can do just to clean it up. The same way that you're wanting to do the same things and kind of clean your space up a little bit. So, got the quick jacks mounted, kind of assessed the area. I said, okay, cool. I think I have a pretty good idea of how this is going to work. So, that was pretty much it. That was my Saturday. And then Sunday, my wife went to In-N-Out for breakfast. Got us some breakfast burgers, right? Oh. Because that's the only way you can eat In-N-Out.
So amazing.
In a short amount of time.
Yeah, we still haven't done that. We need to. Carly and I need to wake up early and go get breakfast burgers.
You don't even have to wake up early. You just wake up at like 9:30, and you just drive straight there.
That's early for me.
Oh, well, you drive straight there.
Yeah.
You should be back home by 10.
Yeah, I could do that.
It's really quick. Can't eat In-N-Out for lunch or dinner here in Idaho.
No, it's impossible.
But for breakfast, you can have it as often as you want.
I like that.
Incredible. So we did that, and then oh gosh, what did I end up doing? Oh, I ended up selling a set of wheels and tires, and this is my favorite thing. Was it on Saturday it snowed or Sunday it snowed?
It snowed on Saturday and snowed on Sunday.
Whatever it was.
So it was a light flurry on Saturday, but Sunday really dropped some inches.
So yeah, that's what happened. So on Sunday, I needed to sell a set of old wheels and tires I had from my RSX. I'm trying to sell them for the past couple weeks. I put them up for $500. The tires were like basically literally brand new. And I mean, when I say brand new, the wheels were in decent shape. One had a kind of a decent ding on it. These are the ones that came with the car. I didn't care for them. So put them up for $500, which I think is still a fantastic deal when you consider you're getting a whole set of wheels and tires essentially for $500. That's a great deal. Dude, it's so tough selling wheels and tires. I mean, they were up for almost 2 weeks. I got a bunch of hits. A bunch of people ghosted me. And finally...
What wheels were these from?
The RSX.
Okay.
And then finally...
The originals.
They aren't the original wheels.
They were like a...
Where they're race line, six-spoke wheels.
They weren't the original wheels, but they were like a cheap Les Schwab brand.
Yeah, Les Schwab brand. So I finally got a message from somebody that wanted them and said, hey... I'm interested. Will these fit my car? Right? And I go, I don't know, dude. Here's the specs. I in the ad.
Yeah, you had it all written out.
In the ad, everything's there. The offset, the what's it called? The offset, the lug pattern, the weight. There's every picture that you could want there. All the information is there. And will these fit my car? I don't know. You gotta do a quick Google search. Okay, well, my husband will take them. Right? Okay, cool. And then she says he's coming from Weezer. Right? And I go, okay, all right. So I said, meet me at this place in the Target parking lot at this time. I'll meet him there. I get there. I wait 30 minutes. He's not there. I assume it was probably because of the snow. I get it. You know, it started dumping pretty good. And I wait. And finally, I call him. I said, hey, are you here? The guy speaks some pretty broken English. And he goes, hey, I'm here. I don't know where you are. So I kind of let him know. We meet up in this back part of the parking lot. And I'm thinking, okay, he drives an early Jetta. It's either a 5x112 or I think they had like a 5x100.
Yeah.
These are a 5x114, but I think they're also a 5x112. But I don't know. I'm not a Jetta master.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck fits that car. All I know is I have these wheels. I want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
I've already been here for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Some people think you're a Jetta master, but you're not.
So the guy gets out and he goes, oh, he looks at him. He goes, oh, okay, you know, looks good. Can I put them on? And I go, what? I mean, Levi, it is dumping snow. I mean,
yeah, there was like 3 inches got dumped.
We're getting snowed on. And he goes, can I put them on? And I'm like, you want to put them on right now? And he goes, yeah, can I make sure that they fit? And I'm like, oh, crap, dude. Yeah, I guess.
How fast are you?
Yeah, I guess, right? So he pops his trunk. He pulls out one of those little hand jacks.
Oh, no.
Pulls out one of the little hand jacks, and I go, come on, please.
He doesn't have a Flex or a Milwaukee.
No,
impact
just a
gun.
little Harbor Freight hand jack, the little hand pumper. So he gets out, he pulls that out, and I go, oh, crap. And then I see him, he grabs his tire iron, you know, and he goes and starts breaking things loose. And I go, oh no, like, and he's trying to talk to me again. He's broken English. He doesn't probably know how to work on cars super well because I'm watching him jack up the car by the side skirt, right?
Yeah.
And I go, you need to be further that way.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay. Can you show me?
Oh, no.
And I go, dude, I'm not installing your wheel for you. Like, I wanted to sell these wheels. I just wanted to be gone with them,
Sneaky,
right?
come grab them.
Because, I should probably add context here. They offered me $350 for them. I'm asking $500. I'm like, I'm not going to $350, right? And he goes, okay, can you do $400? I'm like, sure. I just want them gone. Get them out of my garage.
Driving out from Weezer, okay.
I just want them gone. I just want them out of my garage. $400, sure, that's fine, right? I don't want to take $100 hit and have to install your wheels for you.
No,
that
not at all.
Sucks. So, anyways, he eventually gets the wheel off. I see him mount the new one on, right? And he goes to get he gets one of the lugs in, right? And I go, because it's not, there's no studs, right? The studs are the lugs on a Volkswagen, right?
Yeah.
So it goes into the car. So I see him put one in, and then his socket gets stuck on the lug, right? And I look at the socket he's using. These are splined lug nuts, right? That he is literally just forcing a socket onto, right?
Without the key.
So without the key. And then he takes the 3/8 inch ratchet, Pittsburgh ratchet, and starts hitting the socket, right, to break it off of the thing. Totally hits the spoke of the wheel, right, and like chips it, right. And I go, if you don't buy these wheels from me, I'm gonna be
broke it, you bought it.
I'm gonna be pissed, right? So he gets the second one in. I go, thank God, right? There's 2 in. And then he gets the third one in. I go, it's a done deal, right?
Yeah.
You
Cash, please. Here you
got
go.
3 in.
You start unloading the wheels.
I'm done. So I tell him, I say, hey, we good? Are we good? I'm getting snowed on. I just don't want to be out here. I'm freaking. I'm wearing moccasins.
Yeah,
and
you weren't dressed for this.
No, I was dressed for him to pick him up and drive off, not be there in the snow. I think I was wearing like the lightest pair of sweats I had in a t-shirt.
Yeah. And for those that wonder, Anthony always dresses to be in and out.
In and out.
Quickly.
I dressed for speed and comfort, right?
Yeah, not to be left outside for 30 minutes to an hour.
So then he proceeds. He goes, no, I have 2 more. I'm like, I know you have 2 more.
Yeah, I know, but you're paying me.
But it's done. They're going to fit. It's going to be totally fine. And then he finally gets the second one or the fourth one in. Then he gets the fifth one in. And he kind of looks at it and he kind of like, I'm looking at him. I'm like,
bro, you already dinged him.
You dinged it. You hit the crap out of it with the 3/8 inch ratchet. Like these are your wheels, right? And he goes, okay. 400, and I go, yes, please give me the $400, right? Gives me the 400, and I go, all right, you're good? He goes, I'm good. I can drive like this with the one on, and I go, you do whatever, tighten those down, do whatever
do what you do, not me.
Do what you want to do with this, right? So, anyways, this has happened to me though so many times when I've sold car parts, or just car parts or random things that. Don't insinuate I'm a mechanic, right? But people look at me like, oh, you probably know more.
You're selling car parts.
You're selling car parts. You probably obviously know this, right? Yeah, it's like I do, but it's like I don't want to.
I bought a set of wheels and tires once. This is probably 14 years ago, before Hadley was born. I bought a set of wheels and tires. They were 4 on 100. I bought them for my Honda, put them on. They didn't fit. They were too wide. Had to buy spacers, and I thought, you know what? Screw it. These are, I'll just sell them. Put them up on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist at the time, and put them for like $300. Yeah. And someone picked them up, and I wrote in the description, tires are bad.
Yeah.
Needs new tires. Only selling for the wheels. Mm-hmm. And I could have gone and had the tires pulled off of them.
Yeah.
But all 4 tires, I let the air out of them and pulled the valve stems.
Yeah, sure.
Like pulled the centers of the valve stems.
Just making it easy.
So that way you knew, hey, those tires are bad.
Yeah.
Right? Kid comes, picks them up. Man, these things are sick. Puts out his money, gives them to me, takes them and leaves. And I go, there's no valve stem. There's no centers in the valves. And the tires are bad. Mm-hmm. You cannot use these tires. You need to put new tires. Yeah, man, got it. Drives. Week later, messages me, hey, man, so those wheels you gave me, those tires are bad. I had to buy new tires.
Yeah.
And there was no valve stems in it.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, it was all in the ad, and sent him a screenshot of the ad. And I go, you agreed when you paid for them. And he goes, well, I was just wondering, if you could help me pay for the tires. Because I had to spend like $400 on new tires. And I go, yeah, no, sorry. That's the only time that's ever happened to me. After that, I started pulling tires off of all the wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. I can't imagine. I've never had anybody, though, ask to put it on in the parking lot.
Yeah. It was just, I just couldn't believe it. I just go, man, dude, I don't know. I'm just nice in those situations. I don't really know how to, I don't want to I didn't want to lose out on the sale, right? But I guess I could be firm enough to say,
could have been
hey,
like, yeah, no,
I'm not going to do this. Do you want it for $400? It's $400, right? It's not like if they were like 1,000, sure, yeah, I'd probably want to test fit them too, right? I get it, right? But it's $400 for wheels and tires. Those tires are probably worth $400.
Yeah, they were still new.
Or they're still new. The wheels are probably worth $400, even with the one ding on it. Now 2 dings, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, whatever. But anyways, I sold those, so I was pretty happy about that. And then I had to go pick up some new bar stools, right? So ours were falling apart. We bought some cheap Wayfarer bar stools, right?
Yeah.
And my wife went to go sit in one the other day.
Ejecto seat?
The bolt flies out. There's like one of the bolt legs flies out. The whole thing just collapses and she falls on the floor. Not good, right? Like I laugh. I go, what the heck's going on? And she goes, the thing just like broke out from underneath me. And I'm like, well, these are these cheap Wayfarer like bar stools. And she goes, you need to put a new piece of hardware into them, right? It's one of those, it's like that thin metal that's so thin and so cheap that you can't even like it stripped out everything, right?
Yeah.
When the one fell out. So I go, I can't even fix it. It's like, these are done, right? So she goes, okay, let's sell these. We sold them for like $50 for whatever we had. And I went and picked up some new ones she found on Facebook Marketplace. It's the funniest thing. I pull up to these people's house, gorgeous house. I walk in, I go, hey, I'm here for the bar, the bar stools. And she goes, yeah, no, they're brand new. She goes, honestly, I love them. I just hate the color of the legs. They just don't match our flooring. And she said that, and I looked at her flooring, and I go, this looks like my flooring, right? And I go, well, hopefully my wife loves the look of the legs, and this will be the only set we have to pick up. And she goes, yeah, we already ordered a different set, just it's not going to work out. And I go, well, fingers crossed, right? Bring him home, we put him in the kitchen. My wife looks at him. She goes, I like them. What do you think? I go, yeah, I think they look okay. She goes, you hate them. I go, oh, no, just waiting.
Bar stools to sit on, and waiting. I don't know if I have to replace them.
And she goes, no, I think they're fine. I think that they're going to be okay.
Yes.
15 minutes goes by. I think it was 20 minutes. She walks by again. I'm standing right there, and she goes, yeah, so I hate them.
No.
I go, why do you hate them? She goes, the legs don't match the hardwood. And I go, I wasn't going to tell you this, but that's what the last lady said. And I joked around that these might be back on sale on Facebook in like an hour. And that has now come true. Yeah. So anyways, frustrating.
I need to buy bar stools, and I didn't realize how expensive they are.
They're freaking expensive.
It's the most insane thing.
They're freaking expensive. I can't believe how expensive they are.
So when we bought our house 7 years ago, we bought some
perfect, lifelong
metal bar stools with a wood top.
Sounds
that
great.
Swivels. That's all. Right?
Yeah, sounds awesome.
And they have almost all but one has lost all of its bolts.
Okay.
Holding it together.
7 years, though. That's pretty good.
Right. And I think we paid $35 a piece at Freddy's.
Good deal.
Right?
Good deal.
Went to go look at some at Freddy's because they have that same style. I thought, ooh, maybe a pleather top or something, a little more cushion.
Yeah.
No, they're like $99 at Freddy's for each one. I was like, I spent $100 on 3 of them. I'm not going to spend $100 on each one.
Yeah. But one of my wife once was like $200 each. Yeah. And she goes, these are my dream bar stools, right? And I go, then it got me thinking, right when she said that, right? I go, what if I made an entire YouTube channel to somebody that just made YouTube videos that says, this is my dream, like housewares, right?
Yeah.
Buying my dream cutlery, right?
Ooh,
buying
like
my
that.
dream bar stools.
You
right?
could.
Well, you know how people say they're buying their dream cars, right?
Right.
I just
finally bought my dream car.
I micro focus this on just things around the house, right? Buying my dream rug, right?
Yeah, buying my dream kitchen towels.
People are really excited about like small things.
You could do that. You could sell like in our group chat. You talked about your new belt.
Buying my dream wall paint, right? Yeah. Like it's Sherwin Williams something, right?
Yeah.
But like everything is like set to be a dream thing, and then I'm like, God, man, they'd probably be like make a lot of money off that.
Probably could.
So, but it made me laugh when she said that those are her dream bar stools. But a quick update on my backyard because we did talk about some other things. So ultimately, we messed up. On their backyard. When we had that concrete poured last year, the way they poured it, think of a patio extension that was poured. And I can't remember what the size is. I can't remember if it was like a 16 by 16 or I think it's a 14 by 4. I don't know what the exact size is, right? But it's a big square extension. When they poured it off of our back patio, our existing patio, they dropped it down 6 inches, whatever it was, right? And then they poured it at an angle, right? Yeah. Because they said for drainage, you'd have to have a slight slope, right? We realized that is not a slight slope. That slope is pretty slope. It's pretty severe, right? So when we walk out onto our...
Have you put a skateboard on it and stood on it?
Oh yeah, you'll fly right off, right? So when we had it poured, we should have absolutely told them, hey, this is too much of a slope. But we wouldn't have known because
you're not a concrete you're not a Jetta master. You're not a concrete
stand on it after it was poured, right? So I didn't know what it was going to feel like. But when we stand in our backyard, we realized that concrete was the whole problem in the first place, right? Starting last year. Because previously it was just bad lawn and bad, just things weren't draining properly. Now it's the fact that we've had concrete poured. And now we're essentially in not Willy Wonka's house. We're in like the mystery spot in
Winchester
Santa Cruz.
Mansion.
We're like sideways while we're looking at something that's level. It doesn't make sense.
Well, you're just trying to confuse the ghosts on your property.
Correct. So what ended up happening is we talked about it and we said, hey, we screwed up with this concrete. Like, and it sucks because I don't know how much concrete. What did we pay? A couple $1,000s for that, right? Yeah. And we saved up for that backyard and we did that, and it ended up being
drainage issues.
And now it just sucks. So what we're left to do basically is we either take a massive hit and say we screwed up with the concrete. We should have said something. It's not the concrete guy's fault. He asked us, "Is this good? Does this look good?" several times, and we just said yes because I didn't know what that was going to feel like. But now we're like, do we smash up that concrete and have him re-pour it, or they don't do this? And a lot of people don't like to do this, but technically you can re-pour concrete onto concrete,
right? Level it up a little bit
and level it up. You're not supposed to.
She's telling me you want to build a ramp,
but you're not supposed to. But we're wondering if that's an option, and then maybe build that up. Basically, imagine having a big concrete pad, and it's at an angle. So if you were to go put a pool on that,
it leans.
It's just leaning, right? If I go to put a fire pit on that, you're leaning. You go to sit in a chair, you're sitting sideways like this. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to call a concrete guy today, figure out what we can do, what our options are, and go from there. But anyways, that's the update on that.
That's a bummer.
Overall, pretty good weekend. Nothing too crazy. Just selling wheels and mounting quick jacks.
There you go.
So sounds like we hear Dane back in the office, so we're going to catch up with him. The questions here. The Destination OG videos are good. I can definitely see buying my Dream Bar Stools video being hit. Probably, right? I could see that. I wish I was more passionate about, homeware and things like that. Maybe I could make a successful living out of that. But what else I was going to say is that check out the Ride Company YouTube channel today because we are launching the OG tier list video. I think it is funny.
Yeah.
I think it is fun.
I think you guys will like it.
I think for people who maybe don't like Matt, you might start to like Matt more. And for people that like Matt, I think you might like him even more because I think he gets more down to earth in this video.
Yeah,
he's definitely more
fun.
He's very real in the video, which is really nice. And I try to, counter back as often as I can. And as far as there's a challenge, our fitness challenge, I need to get my body back to functioning like a normal 34-year-old body. If I can do that, goatee or not, and then I can figure out how to do a challenge of some sort.
Ooh, I like it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I can't run, I can't do anything. I'm like literally like leg cramps up and I fall over. So, cool.
Yoshi says you could possibly have a foundation company pump foam under it to lift the end that's lower. Could do that, and then just lift the pad a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's gonna crack. Dude, I don't know. It was just a mistake. It was just a learning experience. I think there's some learning experiences that you have that cost quite a bit of money that, and it just sucks. But you just swallow your pride because the thing is, we're gonna be in that house for I don't know how many. I'm estimating everybody's gonna be in their own houses for years and years and years, right? Yeah. Nobody wants to move or sell right now, not really. So we probably should just fix that and make that better because I also think that if we were to sell the house in the future, they'd be like, oh, cool backyard. They walk out into that back piece of concrete and go, why am I at a weird angle here?
It's the ghosts.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. This has been a great Tuesday catch up here on the Main Show podcast. Yeah. Make sure to tune in on Thursday for Q&A Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Ride Company podcast channel as well. I think that's all.
That's it.
All right.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have fun.